For the first time in his historic Hall of Fame journey, real whispers are beginning to spread that LeBron James may actually consider requesting a trade in what is now his 23rd NBA season. Just think about that for a moment. After more than 20 years of rewriting the record books, carrying franchises to titles, and cementing himself as one of the greatest athletes of all time, we're suddenly hearing speculation that LeBron could be preparing to leave Los Angeles. That alone has fans buzzing across the basketball world. And before we go deeper, don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you never miss a single update about this unfolding story. The reality is, LeBron hasn't looked entirely pleased with the Lakers organization in recent months. From questionable front office moves to roster choices to the growing sense that his championship window is closing, there's been a noticeable shift in energy. For Lakers fans, it's raised a difficult question. Has the team done enough to keep their superstar fully engaged, or could he actually be thinking about an exit strategy? Now here's the twist. If you've followed LeBron's career closely, you know that asking for trades has never been his style. When he wanted a new start in the past, he didn't force his way out mid-contract. Instead, he let his deal expire, then handpicked his new team in free agency. That approach is part of his legacy, choosing his own destinations, staying in control of his journey, and keeping leverage in his own hands. So naturally, insiders are asking, why would this season be different? Why would he suddenly break from the strategy that's defined him for decades? The answer, at least according to many close to the situation, is fairly straightforward. Inside the Lakers organization, the belief is that the roster they've built still has enough firepower to contend for a championship. They think LeBron remains the centerpiece of a team capable of making another deep playoff run. That confidence is one of the main reasons most experts don't expect a trade to materialize anytime soon. Look at what ESPN's Tim McMahon recently said. He's one of the most credible voices in NBA reporting, and he doesn't buy the trade rumors. His stance is that LeBron isn't leaving, at least not this season. McMahon reminded everyone that since the moment LeBron opted into his massive $52.6 million player option, the noise has quieted. Yes, there was a bit of posturing from his camp, led by agent Rich Paul, but nothing beyond that. And when you really think about it, moving LeBron is an almost impossible task. His age, his salary, and his ability to shut down any deal he doesn't, make the logistics borderline unworkable. Even if he did want out, pulling off such a move would be one of the most complicated trades in modern NBA history, and LeBron understands this. He's not just one of the most intelligent players to ever step on the hardwood, but also one of the savviest minds off it. He knows his leverage, he knows how the business works, and he knows the value of the Lakers roster if it all comes together. For him, staying in Los Angeles may still offer the best chance at capturing another ring. Because let's not forget, this Lakers team still has potential. With LeBron, Anthony Davis, and rising pieces around them, Los Angeles is positioned to compete for a top spot in the Western Conference again. And if you give LeBron James a ticket to the playoffs, history shows you should never bet against him. The franchise's thinking is clear. They believe the next 2 seasons might be his final true opportunity to win another championship. And they're determined to push all in during that window. Even at 40 years old, LeBron remains a force of nature. Last season, he didn't just hang on, he dominated. He was named to the All-NBA second team, and that wasn't a token selection. It was recognition of elite-level performance. He averaged 24.4 points, nearly 8 rebounds, and over 8 assists per game. He shot above 51% from the field and nearly 38% from three-point range. Those are superstar numbers, the kind you'd expect from a player in his prime, not someone closing in on 2 decades and a half in the league. That's exactly why the idea of him leaving or even being available in trade talks feels so surreal. Time has caught up to countless legends before him, but somehow it hasn't truly caught LeBron yet. He's still changing games, still swinging series, still proving that he can be the difference maker on a championship contender. So, when these Reports surface about him being unhappy or possibly looking for an exit. It's worth remembering what the most trusted insiders are actually saying. He's staying put. The Lakers aren't preparing for life after LeBron just yet. They're gearing up to make one more run with him leading the charge. The question is whether that gamble pays off. Can a 40-year-old LeBron James really deliver banner number 18 to the rafters at Crypto.com Arena? History says if anyone can, it's him. But this story isn't just about LeBron. Have you seen Luka Doncic lately? Because if not, you're missing one of the most eye-catching transformations of the summer. Luka has always been a brilliant offensive talent, but critics often pointed out that his conditioning wasn't always elite. The idea was always the same. What if Luka got into peak physical shape? What if he combined his creativity, his scoring, and his floor vision with elite fitness? Well, we may finally be finding out. It started with that striking cover of Men's Health magazine. Luka appeared slimmer, sharper, and more focused than ever before. It wasn't just a glossy photo shoot, it was a message. Luka Doncic was committing to his body in a way fans hadn't seen before. And when Slovenia faced Germany in a tune-up for Eurobasket, the new-look Luka hit the court. The difference was obvious. His footwork was quicker, his conditioning looked improved, and his usual offensive brilliance now came with a little extra burst. It was Luka 2.0, and the basketball world took notice. Eurobasket isn't some casual summer run either. It's one of the most competitive tournaments in the world, packed with NBA stars and Europe's best. And for Luka, representing Slovenia is more than just duty, it's personal pride. He's always carried his country on his shoulders, and fans there adore the way he plays with passion on the international stage. Of course, the Lakers are watching all of this carefully. Their priority is keeping him healthy for the NBA grind. But seeing him in the best shape of his life is exactly the kind of news they wanted, because Luka has always been nearly unstoppable, even when he wasn't in peak condition. Now, he looks terrifying. A superstar who already had skill, vision, and touch, now pairing it with stamina, explosiveness, and speed. Good luck to anyone trying to defend that. Which brings us to another subplot. Just how far can Luka take Slovenia this summer? Teams like Spain, France, and Germany have deeper rosters, but none of them have Luka. And in tournaments like Eurobasket, one transcendent player can be the difference. Watching him dominate on this stage feels like a preview of what he might unleash on the NBA this season. For the Lakers, it's a thrilling preview. A fitter, hungrier Luka Doncic could be the difference between being a playoff team and being a true title contender. Meanwhile, the Lakers front office has been making under-the-radar moves of their own. Earlier this week, they announced the signing of 7-footer Kyler Kelly. At first glance, it might look like just another training camp contract. But when you dig deeper, his story becomes far more intriguing. Kelly's path has been anything but typical. Unlike most rookies who enter the league in their early 20s, Kelly didn't make his NBA debut until he was 27. That alone is rare. Last season, he spent time with both Dallas and New Orleans, where his numbers didn't exactly pop off the page, just a handful of points and rebounds in limited minutes. But the efficiency was there, and so was the size. More importantly, Lakers fans will recognize him from the team's G League affiliate, the South Bay Lakers. While playing there, Kelly averaged nearly 12 points, over 7 rebounds, and more than 2 blocks a night, all while shooting nearly 70% from the floor. Those kinds of stats raise eyebrows, especially for a player with his size and length. Still, his journey has been full of challenges. He's been waived, shuffled between teams, and even played overseas in places like England, Canada, and Italy. But through it all, he's kept pushing forward. Persistence is his calling card, and now he has another chance to prove himself in Los Angeles. For Kelly, this training camp contract isn't a guarantee. It's an opportunity. He'll be battling not just for a G League spot, but possibly for the final two-way contract on the Lakers roster. The competition is stiff, with several younger rookies also fighting for the same slot. But that's what makes his story compelling. He's the underdog, the long shot, the player fighting, to keep his dream alive under the brightest lights in basketball, and for the Lakers, it could turn into one of those classic depth stories. Sometimes the players you least expect end up becoming valuable pieces when the season gets tough. With his size, instincts, and resilience, Kelly might just carve out a role nobody saw coming. So here's where things stand. LeBron James may not be going anywhere after all. Luka Doncic looks like a brand new version of himself, and the Lakers continue to search for hidden gems like Kyler Kelly to strengthen their roster. The big picture? Los Angeles is preparing for one more run, betting on their superstars and hoping all the pieces align at the right time. And now, the stage is set. Will LeBron, even at 40, deliver another championship? Will Luka's transformation push him into an entirely new tier?